Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Claire Renee. I know it's been a while, but life, and if you haven't noticed, music has been flourishing. And I've just been having a great summer. I hope you all have been having a wonderful summer as well. Today I'm hopping back in with a Meridian series. Well, a start to a Meridian series. And today that start will be focused on our liver meridian. So for those who have no idea what meridians are, think of it just like this. Just like we have Ayurveda and Vinyasa Yoga, right? We have chakras, right? Where we are focused on the energy, through the center of the body from the root to the crown. In ancient Chinese medicine, we have meridians. Meridians are energy channels that flow throughout the body. Different channels can affect and be linked to certain organs in the body. There are so many meridians and channels throughout our body, but we will be focusing in this series on 6. Today we are going to be focused on our liver meridian. Our liver meridian that we're focusing on, the energy channels flow up, right? They flow up the body, which is cool energy known as, wait for it, yin energy. That cool energy through the body is coming up the body, just like if we had a meridian that we were focused on and that energy channel flows down, that would be yang energy. Just so you all can understand just basically what we're talking about when we're attaching the ancient Chinese medicine teachings and some of the principles to yin yoga. I hope it's all rounding out and making sense. And grab your mat. You can use a couple of blocks today. They're not super mandatory. I would just maybe grab like a thick book if you don't have any blocks handy. I'll see you on the mat. We are going to come to our mat, finding a comfortable seat, dropping the shoulders away from your ears, maybe placing the hands on the knees, wherever feels comfortable. And just start to focus in on this moment. Focus in on your inhale and your exhale. Just welcome yourself to your practice. Inhale, bring the arms up. The hands meet, you bring the hands to heart center. And maybe here you just take one more moment to perhaps set an intention for what you want from this practice today. One last inhale, and we're going to exhale, big sigh out of the mouth. Our first pose is butterfly pose. We bring the soles of the feet together and we just fold over at the waist. Once you fold it over at the waist, you can put a little curve in the back and let that spine round out a bit. Since we're focused on our liver meridian, that means this flow will have a lot of focus on the top of our feet, the groin area, low belly, inner thighs, which you can probably feel a bit of already in this butterfly pose. And there will be areas of the spine that you will feel, especially as you round out that back in this pose. Remember to stay connected to your breath. And remember what intention you set. Even when your mind starts to wander, know that it's okay. Slowly come out of butterfly pose. And then I'm going to meet you on an ankle stretch. So we're going to come to hands and knees. Set yourself up, grab a block. If you don't have a block, I would say grab a thick book. If you are strong enough, you can just lift your knees and hold. It does take a bit of effort and strength, so I suggest, like I'm doing here, to just place a block under the knees. And you're just gonna sit back as far as you can on those heels, and you will instantly feel that stretch at the top of the feet and into the ankles. It may be a bit uncomfortable, but do your best to breathe. We're not holding this asana too long. This ankle stretch can feel pretty intense because it's an area we tend to forget about. So remember to just keep breathing. Gently walk out of that pose, remove your block. And I'm gonna face you. It'll probably be easier if you face me and do the same. And what we're going for here is spreading those knees apart, flexing those heels. Our feet and our knees are basically in alignment. So if you look at both of your legs, they should be aiming to make 90-degree angles. Now maybe you need to stay on your hands, and that is more than enough, like you see me doing there. Or maybe you want to drop to your elbows. Maybe you need a bit of a deeper sensation. And if coming to your elbows is really intense for you and you find yourself straining, once again, maybe you want to grab a block and place your elbows so you just have a little bit of height that brings you up a bit. Remember, the point in yin yoga is not to force, right? There are different ways to stretch, and I encourage all different types of ways of stretching. But with yin yoga, the point is to be on the passive end. So we really aren't trying to push or pull our ligaments, tendons, and muscles. This is definitely focused on our inner groin area, that inner thigh area, part of the focus of our flow. We're getting different areas that affect the different pathways that affect our liver. Might I add that you just check in with your body. Make sure that you're not sending the hips or even the upper body forward, trying to get away from the stretch, but really trying to keep those hips in the center. Walk your hands back, bring the knees in together. Take your time, finding a nice comfortable seat with your legs in front of you, sitting up nice and tall, feeling those sit bones underneath you. Maybe shake out the legs if you need to. And then gently walk the hands out in front of you. Eventually, once I feel good, I'm going to place my palms upward, just so I'm not focused on what we normally try and do in a forward fold or caterpillar pose, which is reach. We either try to reach for our heels, our toes, the bottom of our feet to get a deeper stretch. But here, I'm just reaching as far as I can go, letting that back round out. You can let the head dangle. I usually do. Today I wanted some support for my neck. So you can always go ahead and grab that block or that book and just gently rest your forehead on top. Gently start to roll up from caterpillar pose. And then we're going to find ourselves coming to our stomachs. Once your legs opened up a bit, about hip distance apart. And with that elbow in line with the shoulder, you're just going to come up, opening that chest, keeping the shoulders away from your ears, into Sphinx pose, finding a bit of a back bend because there is a focus on our spine as well when we are focused on our liver meridians. Our liver has a lot to do with our blood flow, tendon and ligament flexibility, and ladies, even our menstrual cycle. So when it's unbalanced, we can kind of take notice of symptoms such as like stomach or back pain. Sometimes we might feel like our joints are really stiff. We could find ourselves being irritable or angry and we're not really sure why. That can be connected to the liver. So that's why we're trying to keep these channels flowing, energy freely, no blockages, nothing stagnant that might be preventing this yin energy from flowing throughout our channels. Release Sphinx pose. Find yourself on your back, bringing your knees to your chest. This is a great counter pose for what we just did. Since we were in a back bend, this is a really nice way to just get some relief and get the spine going in the opposite direction. Go ahead and drop the feet to the mat. You're going to take that left foot over the right, or left leg over the right. Shift your hips over to the left a bit, and then you're going to drop those knees to the right side of your body. Now you can have your arms in cactus arms or fully outstretched, whatever you're comfortable with today. You can look towards the ceiling, you can look towards your left arm. Start to feel out the pose. If it feels a little intense in the low back, you might want to grab a block and place it underneath those knees, just so you can raise the knees up a bit and take a little bit of the intensity off. Gently bring the knees back up. You might need your core a little bit. And we're gonna switch feet. You're gonna take that right leg on top of that left. Remember to shift the hips over to the right first, and then let those knees drop over to the left side of your body. You may wanna place the hand on the knees while the other arm is outstretched. You might wanna have both arms outstretched. Feel out what works for you. And then just surrender. Maybe close your eyes. Get in some deep belly breaths, focusing on deep inhales, long exhales. Here we're focused on getting a good twist, so that's also gonna affect our low belly, our low back, still areas that we want to focus on. Using our core to bring those knees back up towards the center. And we're gonna come to our last pose for today. For some, it's their favorite, Savasana. Really take up space. Be unafraid to take up space. If you're in the mood to receive, perhaps place the palms up. And if you feel like you need some grounding today, maybe you want to place the palms on the floor. Let those feet drop open. Let the legs spread out a little bit. Shoulders away from your ears. Start to just see how you feel. How does your body feel? Does it feel different from when we first got on the mat? Does it feel differently than when we were in caterpillar pose? Just start to take notice of any difference. slowly start to open your eyes. Find some movement in the fingers. Movement in the toes. Maybe starting to move the feet a little more, maybe flexing and pointing the feet. Maybe giving yourself a nice overhead stretch, reaching the arms above the head. And you're gonna roll over to your side. Either side is fine. And just gently push your way up to a seated position. Big inhale, hands meet, and we bring them to heart center. We repeat with another big inhale and exhale on the way down. Slight bow, thanking yourself for showing up for this practice today. And I want to thank you for joining me today. Namaste, friends. Be well, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next video.